Hi everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very first video, so I'm super excited. Today I'm going to show you guys how I maintain my braids and how I keep them moisturized and what products I use while I have my braids in. So in case you don't know, my name is Ayer. I am the owner of Trio of Life Hair Care. You will see products from my brand in this video because it is all that I use on my hair. One of the products is unreleased, but I will be releasing it soon online, so you guys will be able to indulge in that product. So as I take these 50,11,100,000 braids out of this silk scrunchie, which is what I'm doing now, you guys are going to see me begin to detangle my braids, because as we can see, I have beads on the end, and that is what's really holding up this ponytail is these beads. The beads are what is killing me. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish taking those braids out, take the beads out, and then finally take that silk ponytail out. Once I get the silk ponytail out, I'm just going to begin to detangle at the bottom. Now, listen, I thought you could see the bottom of my hair, which is what essentially I'm showing you, but you can't. But I'm just detangling the beads and detangling my braids so that it's not hectic when I try to detangle it or when I try to put the product in. But yeah. So once I get all of my braids detangled, get the beads untangled and stuff like that, I'm just showing you guys the back of my head here to try and show you how long my braids are. They do touch the back of my knees because your girl likes really, really long braids. But yeah, so now I'm just getting ready to detangle a little bit more. And then eventually what I will do is I will section my hair into two. So I'm gonna section in half, and I just kind of run my fingers through it. There's a lot of detangling because I have braids in my head, and because I just want to make sure that my beads do not cause any problems with detangling. What you'll begin to see me do is you will see that I will go ahead and I will begin to spray my scalp. Now, I do want to warn y'all, I make my own products. I have a business that's called Trio of Life Hair Care. Like I mentioned before, so I know what's all in my products. So everything that I use on my hair can definitely be used on my scalp. It can be used on your natural hair. It can be used on your braids. Now, it's hot outside, and, it's the summertime. And depending on where your location is, you may and or may not be in some extreme weathers. I know that we're about to get into fall. Summer is ending. I'm so sad about it. But we're about to get into fall, and this is the perfect time for when protective styles, this is the season for protective styles. This is when you get your wigs. This is when you get your braids. This is when you get your locks. This is really the best time to start getting those things. So as you can see here, this is, if the bottle is open, this is where I am spraying my leave-in. This is the product that I was talking about earlier that is not on my site yet. It will be on there soon, but it is unreleased. And this is something that I use whenever I have a protective style. So a couple months ago, I had a wig on, and I think I wore it from April to June. Yeah, I believe so. I wore it from April to June, and I sprayed this on my hair every single day, every night for like 2 months. And baby, let me tell you, when I say that this stuff right here kept my hair moisturized, and it just was like quintessential to my routine, it literally helped me with maintaining my hair growth, making sure that my hair was moisturized, just keeping my hair really moisturized underneath my braids. It kept my curls nice and juicy, and so I love it, honestly. So about my process, how I go about making sure that my braids stay moisturized while I have them in is, as you can see, I spray it on my scalp, but then I also take it and I scrunch it into my braids. And I do this because, one, my hair is braided into the Kanekalon hair, and into the braid. And so I want to make sure that I am directly getting it onto my hair so that my hair is soaking up all of those nutrients, all of that moisture, the water, and the other ingredients that are in that bottle. So that's the reason why I scrunch it into my hair, is to make sure that I am getting as much of those nutrients into my hair and into my scalp as possible so that they can do what it is that they do. And then I just do that, a little bit of twisting, a little bit of scrunching, and it's not like tight. It may look like it, but it's not. Here I'm just showing you guys how I just take the product, once again, just squeeze it into my braids. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And that's all that I do. Squirt it on my scalp, put a little bit of it in my hand, rub it down my braids, and then I just moisturize my hair. Another step, and there's a method for this called the TLHC method. And basically it is a terminology or phraseology, an acronym that stands for liquid, oil, and cream, or liquid, cream, oil. It's been coined by the owner of Alley K Naturals, Miss Rochelle Graham. And so this is a term that she came up with. And so it's just basically a process of how you apply your products. The L stands for liquid. So that could be your leave-in, that could be water, that could be anything that you deem to be a liquid. The O stands for oil. And so that's any sort of oil. And then the C stands for cream. It could be a leave-in, it could be any type of cream that you decide to put on your hair. And so I do the LOC method. Right now, I only do the liquid and the oil just because I'm not at that part in my braids yet to apply the cream, but the liquid and the oil will suffice for me. So what I'm doing here, which you guys saw me doing earlier, where I put the product on my edges, baby, if you want to keep your edges and if you want to make sure that your baby hairs stay baby hairs, and you don't go through or experience any type of balding or your edges getting up and walking off your head, you need to make sure that you're moisturizing your edges. Your edges are the most delicate parts of your hair. I think they come in like first or second place behind your ends, but you need to make sure that you are taking very special care of your edges. Those baby hairs, they're so delicate. And so I try to make sure that when I moisturize my braids, that I'm moisturizing my edges. Any product that gets put onto my hair, it's gonna go on them edges, baby, because them baby hairs lay down by themselves. I don't use any product on them, but I just make sure that I keep them moisturized. Here, this is the product. So this is my hydrating hair growth oil, and this is what I use to oil my scalp with. I take some of it and put it in my hand, and then I just basically repeat the same thing as I'll put it down the strands of my braids. So I'll just put it all along my braids, and then just crunch it in like I did that leave-in. And what I do is I take it and then I oil my scalp with it. This is so essential. You have to make sure that you are moisturizing your scalp, that you're oiling your scalp. For me, and I know that a lot of naturals, when you put your hair in braids, and this may sound really weird to explain, your scalp is exposed, right? So because your scalp is exposed, you are more prone to getting a dry scalp. I'm going to try to explain what I mean the best way that I can. What I have noticed about my hair is that when my scalp is exposed, I'm more susceptible to have a dry scalp. And I believe that that's true for myself because our hair naturally produces sebum, right? And it is a thick kind of serum that is naturally formed onto your scalp. It comes from your scalp to keep your scalp hydrated and to keep your scalp moisturized so that your hair doesn't dry out. I am natural, okay? I have a 3C4A hair texture all around my head. Some textures is 4B. And so it just kind of depends on where you're at in my hair. When my hair is sitting on top of my head, there's no exposure of my scalp. So my scalp is not as dry as it is when I'm wearing braids. So I have to make sure that I'm oiling my scalp. I tend to oil my scalp not every day, maybe every other day. And I always put oil in my hair, and I always use my hydrating hair growth oil. Let me tell you something. My hair oil contains peppermint oil, so it stimulates your scalp. It's going to help with hair growth. It's going to help with keeping your scalp moisturized. If you have any hair issues, if you have any sort of like, I don't care, your dog could be itching. This hair oil that I have created, baby, it'll get rid of that itch. It gets rid of the dryness in your scalp. It gets rid of dandruff. It gets rid of seborrheic dermatitis. It gets rid of any and everything that it touches. All of the ingredients are organic, they're natural. I use it on my hair. I used to have a fade, and now my hair is a little bit past my shoulders. So now what I'm doing is I'm just massaging. Maybe that scalp massage is feeling good. I'm just massaging it into my hair. I'm massaging it into my scalp. And I'm sorry, you guys, if I'm not looking in the camera. One, I'm watching a vlog, and then two, I'm looking in the mirror just to make sure that I'm getting everything and I can see myself. So that's probably why you guys don't see me looking in the camera too much. But I'm just looking, and I'm just gonna continue to apply oil. Like I said, make sure you oil your edges. Put some oil on your edges, massage it in. You can do a scalp massage. It takes 2 minutes, and that's all you have to do. Go ahead, put some oil on your edges, massage it into there like I'm doing right here. And that's all you gotta do. These are the same baby hairs I done had since I came out the womb. Ain't nothing changed. Through the relaxer, through me coloring my hair. Baby, these are the same edges. They right there through me cutting my hair off. I mean, these are the same edges I done had this entire time. Throughout these last 26 years of my life, these are the same edges. And it's because I take care of them. It's because I'm not putting heavy products on them. Every product is light that I put on my hair. It's not gonna leave my pores clogged. Super, super light. My hair absorbs it. And then you call it a day. And then in this next clip, I'll show you guys how I tie my scarf. And then I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. All right, y'all, so what we have here is I'm just showing you guys how I put my scarf on. There's nothing special to it. I just gather all of my braids. I flip my head over, gather all of my braids to the front, and I detangle. Once again, we're going to see a lot of detangling because I got them beads on the end, like I told y'all before. But yeah, so what you're going to see is that I'm just collecting all of my braids, pushing them to the front, honestly, and then what I'm doing here is I'm gathering my scarf. And I got my scarf off of Amazon. I don't remember. I can try to find the link and try and put it in the description box below. But it was a pack of scarves that I got, and I have like a whole bunch of them. But I just flip it over and make it into a triangle. And then I gather both sides together. And then I wrap them around my head. I wrap it around the front of my head, and then as you can see here, I wrap it to the back and I tie it. And the second knot, my scarf didn't want me to be great, but I eventually got it. You want to make sure that you pull it taut and not tight, because as y'all know, when you wake up, when you tie your hair down, right, you put your bonnet on, and then when you wake up, your bonnet is in the living room and your scarf is in the bathroom, and you sitting there wondering, how did it get there? Just make sure that you pull it taut and not tight. Then I pull the rest of the scarf over, and then I try to make sure that it covers the braids and pull it down. I don't like my scarf over my ears. If you do, that's fine. Just make sure you do what works best for you. I pull my ears out, and then I try to pull the remainder of the scarf down as far as my natural hair goes. So that's what you'll see me doing, is I will just pull it down a little bit in the back right here. You're just seeing me pull it down far enough and fix my braid so that it covers my natural hair, so that my natural hair is still protected. And I'm gonna go to sleep. Bye, y'all.